So I've seen the conversation coming around of how exactly, after losing all his magic, is Mercphobia a human? Kind of like, at least in human shape, obviously still has the freaking horns for some reason. But why is he in a human form but not his dragon form? Because obviously he originally was a dragon, so why would he become a human? Now that's a question that I've seen again. A lot of people kind of like start to scratch their chin at and be like, "Why?" Trying to figure it out. But I think it's intentional. It's supposed to be like that. I don't think it's that the author forgot. I think that there is some kind of like foreshadowing of reason and all this. And there's four theories that I think kind of really fall into this. The first one, it is kind of like a joint one, because it has to do with or rather three, and then one has like two areas. One is that the first one has to do with Toka, that Toka, while affecting him originally, messed with his body, because we know that, like, it messed with his dragon abilities, and he didn't have control, and potentially like a little bit of foreshadowing, I think, of an interesting aspect. And there's when Natsu first saw him, Mercphobia, he saw him as, he's saying a human, and we know that even when he first sees people, his sense of smell is what really tells him. And so, what exactly did he not note his smell of being like a dragon if he looked like a human? Whereas with Eleftheria, he said, even though he looked like a dragon, that he smelled like a human. So, is there a layer for Toka there in that aspect? Did Toka, after it happened, end up taking his powers, or like fully, like enough to take his form? Or maybe she needs him to be alive in order to keep doing it, and because of him pretty much losing, getting knocked out, all of his magic burned out, that he's not going to be able to regain any of that until Toka's defeated. So a little bit two-pronged of how exactly Toka might play into that, of just a general effect, or maybe a deeper effect of what she did. Now, the second one, potentially, I think, is due to the fact that, again, if you've seen my theory about Natsu's form being related to E.N.D, his Etheria's form, then go check it out. It's on my channel. But think about this, because, again, I believe it was partially his Etherius and his Dragon Force kind of like merged together. And when you think about what his Etherius form originally was for, it was for killing Zeref. And to kill Zeref, he would need to destroy the curse of Ankh Salam inside his body. And with that, obviously, he would need to, his fire to burn it out. Now, with the actual fight when he fought Zeref, similar flames that we saw, because the only time we've ever seen Natsu's flames do damage like that to his arms was in the fight with Zeref and the fight with Mercphobia. And it was enough that it burned out time itself and an infinite supply of magic, to where it actually burned Fairy Heart out itself. Now, we've seen here, after taking similar flames, similar if not stronger flames rather, his power is gone. So could that in itself be E.N.D related? Could E.N.D have the ability to burn people's powers gone even? Because that would make sense of, how would he otherwise kill Zeref? How did he take out Fairy Heart? Potentially why Mercphobia lost all his magic. Maybe he's able to take out people's abilities themselves. And maybe the fact that that Mercphobia spent seemingly more time in his human form, then after it was all burnt out, he kind of like unintentionally went into that, and maybe that became his primary form, because maybe that's how he saw it. And so after, his powers kind of got destroyed, maybe he went into this without realizing it. Again, very theoretical. And then the last one, I think, has something to do with the large stone sculpture on Eleftheria's wall inside of Magic Dragon. So I'm going to do a video on that by itself, because that thing it's very, very much attention drawing to that thing. But could it be that that kind of stone itself, that weird painting, has to do with why his powers are being drained? And to see more about that, again, I'm gonna put out another video later, kind of going towards that. But this is where I want to put out the initial kind of thought process behind it, because I've talked about how Eleftheria seems very suspicious. A lot of what he says seems too good to be true. He doesn't seem like he's telling everyone the full story. There seems to be something kind of iffy going on with him. So again, look for that video to get more explanation of that. But I think that it just kind of puts out there of what I think is going on with Mercphobia, because I don't think it's just like, oh, I'm humanoid now. That's it. It's going to be over. No explanation. I feel like there's deeper reasoning to it. It just kind of seemed very much at a level of kind of setting up that whole story aspect to see later. But other than that, tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me what you think is going to really come about this. Do you think it's a lost plot aspect? I feel like it's intentional, supposed to be made out there to get people interested, but just enough to kind of get it in the back of their head. But other than that, I really appreciate if you would thumbs up the video, befriend the like button and subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But other than that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and thank you all for listening. Bye.